Good morning, everybody. Let us review here a little bit. We have learned that it's a great goal to be in only today. If you know some Hebrew, Rak Hayom, only today. What does that mean? We're always in only today. It means emotionally to experience today and not yesterday and tomorrow. As this holy teacher says, that one should segregate yesterday and tomorrow and have only today. We've said it's very good to be proud of your problems. I'm proud of my problems because I know that this problem was given to me as a gift, because I'm capable of solving it. And then I can be more happy with instead of having a problem with my problem, I can be proud of my problems. But let us review some of the other ideas. We learned that the future is made up and that the past, meaning it's everything in the future, is made up. Everything. Think about it for a minute. We don't know anything about the future. Nothing. In the past, how many times, if you're like me, have I misunderstood what was happening? From small to large to astronomical sized things. Pause for a minute and think to yourself of something that you later found out was different than you thought it was. For example, I think maybe I've told some of you the story of Eli when we were walking the temple, the shul, the synagogue, and Jewish church. And we found out it happened like this. I was in a grumpy mood and I had a look on my face. And the look was like cranky, real cranky. And he goes, "You don't love me." "What do you mean you don't love me? You don't love me. You don't love me." "Of course I love you. What are you talking about?" "Oh, and just in this 5 seconds later, you don't love me. A minute later, you don't love me." Because in his view, he's recording and downloading that because Dad has a cranky view on his face, that means he doesn't love me. And he took that in as his information, his data about what's happening. Well, the truth is, I did love him, and it had nothing to do with him. And just like we say in cognitive therapy, there was a personalization filter, and a magnification filter, and a mind reading filter that his little cute mind was using to misunderstand it. So really, when he gets older, hopefully he's not still carrying those memories. I'll tell him this little class I'm giving. Okay, I'm gonna definitely go home and tell him tonight. By the way, in case you ever think that your mind tells you that I don't love you, you're completely wrong, or that I don't like you, you're not a good boy. So, but we do encode these things, and it turns out you and I know that that had nothing to do with him. So I had the story wrong. So if you take that structure and apply it to lots of other things, like all the bad experiences you had with your friends or with your parents or with life. Look, I'm not saying it was good or that it was, there's good. The real story is going to be good, but I can tell you the real story I see over and over in counseling is not necessarily the story. And so therefore, we really need to remind ourselves that right now, just as I think that my past, yesterday, last week, when I lost my job, when I lost my girlfriend, when I lost my house, when I am not able to do this and not able to do that, and I shoulda, coulda, woulda, and if only, shoulda, coulda, woulda, if only, shoulda, coulda, woulda, if only, shoulda, coulda, woulda, if only is driving me nuts. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, if only, shoulda, coulda, woulda, if only. So, therefore, we need to say to ourselves, okay, just like all those times when I misunderstood and now later found out that it was very different than I thought, so too, right now, all the stories in my mind, all the narratives are going to turn out to be real different than I think. And if they're going to turn out to be real different, then really they shouldn't have much validity. If they're going to turn out to be real different, then they shouldn't have much validity. So let's try that tool. Take a minute, write it down. Hopefully you have a notebook for your personal growth or therapy, whatever. And write down, just like blank, so too this story now. Just like those stories then, this story now. Just like those stories then, this story now is also you're going to turn out to be, you'll see, not as true as you think it is. So take a minute and think about the story that's bothering you today. What type of negative story are you saying in your mind that is bothering you? This shouldn't be this way. Why is my life so difficult? I wish there was a way out of this depression. I should be stronger than this anxiety. I can't believe that she doesn't understand me. Why did it not work out with that job? Why did my employer have to be such a whatever it is. Go ahead. Write down some of those narratives. You can say, and you apply your tool, just like. Actually, I skipped a step, so let's go back. So now, I'm going to come up with a couple stories that, from the past, you could just think of them to reference them. Something that you discovered later, simple, large. You thought that that teacher really thought you were stupid, and it turns out he was frustrated that he didn't know how to teach you, nothing to do with you, thought you were smart, and thought he was stupid, whatever it was. And now we're going to go like this. Just like when I was a kid in second grade and I found out later that Mr. Teacher really didn't have anything against me, so too, all these things I'm thinking now I'm going to find out later are not as I think they are. So this, just like I thought that, so too now this. It's a great tool if you practice it. And then, now you're going to basically be chopping off the power of the past in this present moment. You're chopping down the power of the past in this present moment with this tool. Sort of like what-ifing the what-ifs. So, and so we have these two tools you can come away with and review here before we go on to new ideas in the following power mini classes. That just like, so too. Just like, so too. And the future, I have no idea about. And in that way, we'll be able to get more in touch with the present and be in the present where the blessing and the beauty is. Because, again, the final thing to really anchor into, that the Machaber says, that the Holy Mystic, Rabbi Shlomo Elazar Schick says, that every single day, every single part of every single day, there is a blessing and a beauty contained within it. The question is, how concealed is it, and what do we need to do? And these are two forms of shovels that if a person works hard, he'll be able to get what he needs out of the day and find the beauty and the blessing contained therein. Wishing you, my friends, a good day. Thank you for listening.